Well, hey, we made it to the last Friday of the month, Friday, July 30th. So we got a little bit of time to go to wrap up July, but hopefully you're on the final countdown here to making your goals happen for July. We're here for another Finish Strong Friday for you. We're going to wrap up session three of overcoming obstacles today. Last Wednesday at the WAM, we talked about the seven obstacles, really the seven most common obstacles to attaining your goals. And now we're going to talk about this week, how to navigate around those. So let's hop right into it. Let's don't waste any time for you here. It's Friday. We want to get you rolling and get things strong. So without further ado, let me back out of here and get things going for you. All right. Well, here we are. Navigating obstacles. Now that you have a good idea of the blocks, we talked about those again on Wednesday, you might encounter on your way to goal achievement. Let's use these tips to overcome them. So we're going to go over some tips and give you a little bit of action plan. And we've all been in that maze before, trying to, who hid my cheese, right? Where is that? But let's talk about how we can get around these things. And the first one that we talk about frequently is take responsibility to keep creativity going, because one of the things, one of the number one issues was being creative. And in trying to navigate around these things, I'm not talking about being creative and coming up, with ideas or this that, and for your plan or whatever. But once you hit a stumbling block, trying to be creative on how to get around those things. Well, we talk about this all the time about action boards and vision boards, and it's just so important to draw pictures of what you hope to achieve, because you want to have that visual. Primarily, that visual is for your subconscious, so I can just kind of deep seat it in there, right? It might be travel. For us, Jan and I, it is travel. It's a lot of travel, and maybe not to the end that this vision board is all there is on it, but you might just have one for travel. You might have one for your dream home. You may have, one for your cars, one for your family, the things that you want to do with family, things you want to do for your charities, those types of things. You maybe got a vision board for each one of them and then put them all together. But you also want to, more importantly, we always talk about, it's great to have a vision board, but you got to have an action board. So you want to make a storyboard of your plan of action. That's really what's going to make it happen, is that plan. So, you got to have an objective, your strategy, collaboration, who you can collaborate with to help you get this done, and then implementation. And you got to have measurements. You got to be able to check things. That's what we do on WAM Wednesdays is we get our checks off and we talk about improvement. How can we improve over what we did? And then the scheduling. You got to have a timetable and get these things done, right? But the main thing is you got to act. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but you got to act. So design a vision board of what your goal pathway looks like and include how your life will differ after achieving your goal. So it's set in there, and that gives you that motivation, that internal motivation to get things done. But you just have to take responsibility and just keep that creativity going and keep it rolling. And these things change, but I'm telling you, if you'll go, I know I'll wear you out on Phoenix Journal, but if you just get the Phoenix Journal and go and do your vision board in the back of that thing, you got your action plan all at the front, you got your vision board at the back, it's all in one. So you can get in there and you can take a look at these things. So if you're having a rough moment, you can get in there and get yourself back on track, because we're always here for you. But it might be a situation where, the schedules or the times just don't align. So you want to be able to have a way to do some self-maintenance, and this is really the way to do it. All right. Talked about negative thoughts. You got to change I can't do it to I can do it. So you got to arrest those thoughts. And as soon as they creep in, you got to think, stop it now, and mean it. I mean, you have to be able to have that internal conversation. When the subconscious comes up and starts giving you a bunch of crap, your conscious mind has to say, stop. No, we are not going there. Just stop. We'll stop this negative garbage, right? And you got to replace that negativity with, an I will persevere and achieve message. So you got to put it out there. This is my plan. That's why we do these affirmations and things. But you constantly have to tell yourself, I can do it. Because again, you've got this this recording of all these times that you didn't do it. And you got to get that replaced. I mean, that's what's killing you. That's what the subconscious is there for, and that's why we have to flood the subconscious, morning, noon, and night, with positive messages, and just let it know that, hey, we got this. We can handle this. We got a plan. Here's our dream. Here's our visions. Here's our things we're going to do. But you got to get that "I will persevere and achieve" message out there, and tell yourself consistently that I can do it. Now, you're not doing it for the conscious mind. You're doing it for the unconscious or the subconscious mind, because that's the battle right there in the mind games. So we got to arrest those negative thoughts, and this is how to do it. Number three, you got to review past achievements. Give yourself props for goals you achieved before, and think about, what were those goals. You use these reminder techniques to find and connect with your confidence, because we talked about lack of confidence being the bane of success. You can't do it because you just lacked the confidence and the drive and the belief in yourself. But the only way to do that, again, is to go back and remind the subconscious mind of all the great things that happened, the things that you have done, and the goals that you have achieved. And it doesn't matter how small they were or how big they were. Just the fact that you had something out there, you overcame that obstacle, and you made it happen. So give yourself props for that, and continually tell yourself, hey, I can do this. And that way you'll be able to connect with your confidence. So just replay those positive events that you had, and that'll help get the subconscious on board. All right, number four, got to commit to your goals. This is one of my in the Beachbody world. We talk about decide, commit, succeed. And that's really what you got to do. You got to decide you're going to do it, then you got to commit, and then you'll succeed. But remind yourself daily about why you want to reach a particular goal. That's why every morning we want to go through our regimen of going through our goals. Go through our 12-week goals, or our long-term goals, or 1-year goals. Whatever. Where you got whatever. Just go and let them know what you're doing, and then why you want to do those things. And every goal has to have a why, and the why has to be strong. And so you got to remind yourself every day about these things, and really you should go to bed with them, and you should wake up with them. And then if you need them during midday, hit them again. Again, if they're in your Phoenix Journal, it's all there in one place. Just pop it in and get it rolling. But perhaps you'll earn more money, or get a better job, live in a place you prefer, or protect your family's future. But stay the course by recommitting to goals each morning. But you got to make it emotional. It's got to be something that is really going to get you rolling. So put them in there. Hopefully, if we've had our sessions, our strategy sessions, we've gone through these, and we've really pumped them up and made them really something that's going to get you, off center every day, and get you rolling, and get you popping out of bed and being ready to roll. So be sure that you commit to your goals, because if you don't, who's going to commit to them if you don't? Right? I mean, you're not going to be able to attract anybody into your world, or anything into your world, to help you with these goals, if you're not committed to them yourself. So get committed, decide, commit, and then you'll succeed. Number five, we talked about lack of effort. You just got to put in the work. WORK is a 4-letter word. I mean, along with committing, you commit all you want to, but you got to put in the work, folks. Tell yourself, your effort will, in the end, be worth it. You just can't, you can't not do what you need to do. And hopefully, if you're doing your action plans, and you're doing your weekly accountability meetings, and you're looking at your planner every single day, you'll get tired of looking at it, right? If you're not, sooner or later you say, either I'm gonna do this, or I'm just gonna be nothing, right? I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to achieve your goals. We want you to reach your dreams. But to do that, you have to put in the work. There is no free lunch. There's not a quick, easy thing that you can do. You've got to put work in. That's all there is to it. Now, maybe you have a big old trust fund or something that's coming up. Well, kudos. I'm happy for you. But what are you going to do with that money, right? What are you going to do till then? But you got to get to work. And if you don't put in the work and the effort, it's just never going to happen for you. But tell yourself that the effort is going to be worth it. And you got to do that every single day. How do you do that? You look at your dreams and your goals and your vision boards and your action plan, and you get it solidified for yourself. All right, number 6, schedule time to work towards your goals. We talked about time traps. Well, no matter what your goal, consistently schedule the time to work toward it. That's what we've got. Now, a lot of your goals maybe are things that you have to do maybe around work or around different things. So there might be some that you can't do all the time, but that's why we have 2 or 3 or 4 every week that we look at and concentrate on. Get those key actions in there. But if you don't keep a calendar or a journal now, start. I mean, a lot of you out there are you're adverse to this. Oh, I got this. I can handle this. Well, no, you hadn't handled it before. Well, how are you going to handle it now, right? Get you a journal. Get you a finished journal. Get you a planner. Get you something and start writing these things down. Your mind has to see these things. And you think, well, I'm okay with digital. Well, digital is fine as an adjunct, as something else you can use and to help keep you on track. But I'm telling you, if you don't have a journal or a calendar, you're losing out because you got nowhere to scribe. And scribing and writing is a huge thing for connecting your subconscious mind to what you need to do. So, but you got to look at your entire week or month and what schedule with a quick glance, and that's what we do again. With the Phoenix Journal, we've got the 12-week plan, and we've got we break that down into 4-week segments, so you can take a look at that, and then you break it down into every week, and you know exactly what you're going to do in that week, and what your action plans are. But write it, and when you're going to work towards those goals, right? And then what will happen? Here's what you're looking at: follow the schedule. You can plan all you want to, but if you don't work the schedule, it ain't gonna happen. So I mean, maybe you said you're gonna work towards your goals on Tuesday evenings from 7:30 to 9. Well, you better make sure you get that DVR going or something, because you don't want to get in there and say, oh, I'm gonna miss my TV show. Well, plan for that. If you're tied to the TV still, then get you a daggum DVR and DVR that damn thing and get it out of your life so you can see it whenever you get time to see it. And I guarantee you miss a couple of shows because you're excited about your goals and your goals start happening, and then you get to that DVR and you say, well, that was 3 weeks ago. I don't care about it now. Or just get back and binge watch it some Sunday afternoon, whatever it is, Or maybe you're going to do it Saturday mornings from 8:30 to 10:30. Just make sure that those blocks are there. You may need to check with the family, right? You may need to check with the wife and how many soccer games you got, how many baseball games, what are the kids going to want to do? Find a time to do that and work on these things. I always suggest a time shift so that you do these things when everybody's asleep. Go to bed early, put the kids to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock, go to bed. What else you going to do, right? And then get up before they get up and work on your stuff. So maybe it's a time shift, but I would really suggest that you find a time. You have to find a time when you're not going to be distracted, because it's just not going to happen. But whatever you decide, follow your schedule consistently. You have to let everyone know, hey, this is the time that I'm doing this. So schedule these things consistently and get them done. All right, and number 7, clarify those goals. You got to write them, and you got to place copies everywhere. You got to put it inside your house, your briefcase, calendar, everywhere. And again, we want SMART goals. We want them specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And that's what we do in the journal. We want to have these things out there so that we know exactly what we need to do. Get your key actions, your key productive indicators in there, and let's look back and let's measure them every week. Let's make everything specific, right? We got 4 different areas that we maximum that we really want to work every week. But when you're sure about what you want, then you can diligently work towards those goals. You just check these things off, and that's what we want. We want it to where it's very, very easy for you to follow, because hitting the easy button You, you know you got work to do to get to it, but you don't want to make it hard to get to what you need to do. So you don't want to sit here and think for 20 minutes. Now, what was it that I had to do to get this goal started? Well, just look at it, and get your check marks off, and now just get to work. But you got to clarify your goals, and that's the first part of any type of goal achievement. And probably the reason why you haven't done the things you want to do in your life so far is because you didn't have goals. But you've been beat up with it all these years. And you say, oh, I just don't. I hear this from everybody. Yeah, well, you hear it because you have to do it. That's why you've heard it all these years. But we got to clarify these goals and get them down. If you've been through 5 days of you, that might have helped you. But maybe you need to get in some other programs with us and get this thing going. So just reach out to us. Again, if we can help you with any of these things, that's what we're here for. That's why we do this. We got better things to do on Friday afternoon and then go through these things. We're doing these not just so we can pump out another piece of content. We're doing these so that we can help you. And we want you to read these. We want you to learn them. We want you to implement them. So that's why we're here. Well, all right. Well, there's going to be obstacles to block the pathway towards your goals. We know that. But if you can identify those sources of blocks, and again, we went through 7 of them, but there may be others, then you can develop solutions to use these time-tested strategies to navigate these obstacles and claim your success. And what we're talking about is just taking the M out of impossible. Just jump right over it, get rid of it, and just let's make everything possible. But we're not going to be able to do it if we don't have some strategies. And notice I didn't do that Strata-G because many of you are like, what's a strategy again? But these are time-tested strategies. Aren't things we just thought up. There's things that the previous thought leaders have used, or things that we've used, and we know that they work. So go back and review these things and make sure we can help you claim your success. Now, in the next session, next Wednesday in our WAM, we're going to look at fear. And the problems that fear creates. And you're going to learn that you don't have very many obstacles left in life if you can successfully manage your fears, because fear is just a big block for you. But first, here's what we want to do. We got some to-dos for you. So here's what we need you to do today. Number 1, I want you to choose 3 of the common obstacles that we did in this lesson. So go back, hit the WAM from last week if you didn't take notes, or if you're in the A to B from your community, you can just hop up to the resources tab and grab it. I've got it all up there for you. But choose 3 of the common obstacles in this lesson, and then make a list of examples from your own life where you face these same obstacles. And then I'm sure you're going to have them in there. Like I said, they're so common. But how could you have used the tools that we talked about here to overcome and avoided those obstacles? So go back, you can choose all if you want to, but choose 3, or choose 3 that you got, right? And let's go back and look at how you could have overcome and avoided those obstacles, because that's the point of this. It isn't just to have something to do for 18 or 20 minutes. It's just learn how to do better next time. So failing forward is what we're talking about here. All right, well, that is it. Go back, do that, and have a great weekend. We're going to be here for you on Monday. Let me hop back in here real quick. We're going to be back here on Monday with you for a weekly challenge, and then of course on Wednesday we're going to come back with session 4, the first part of it, and then we'll have the second part of session 4 next Friday. But go through this one, take some time, think about it. Again, I would just say in your Sunday reflection, maybe just pop it in there and be sure that you're thinking about these things and help get them put in place, because I want you to take this whole 20 session series just one bite at a time, so that you get it, and let's get one part of it done, and then we'll add the next part of it, and then by the end of the year you will have gone through the entire program and you'll be ready for 2022. It's a long range thing here we're looking at. If we can help you at any time, reach out to me, a2bforme.info/15 with Don, and we can have a complimentary strategy session with you. There are 4 questions that they're gonna pop up when you make that appointment. So be sure that you have plenty of time to go over those, and we'll have an initial strategy session with you. And then if we got some other things that we can help you with, we'll talk to you about those. And if not, then we'll just keep seeing you in these sessions. But have a good one. Have a wonderful weekend. Get some bonding time. Let's work on that. Those four sections in our weekly accountability meeting, and let's get some relationship stuff going. Get some bonding going. Maybe get a little recreation. Yeah, if it's the 30th, so if you got to do some work tomorrow, get it done. But let's spend some time with the family, and again, have a great weekend. But we'll